In today's video, we're going to discuss negotiating with the IRS over past due taxes. Specifically, we're going to talk about 3 common myths that pop up commonly in both advertisement and common knowledge. So, let's get started. Hi, I'm Holland King. I'm a tax attorney that helps individuals and small businesses resolve their issues with the IRS. Whether it's an ongoing audit or past due taxes, I'm here to help. Today, we're going to talk about negotiating with the IRS over past due taxes. Specifically, we're going to talk about 3 common misconceptions or myths that are common in advertisement and common knowledge. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the fact that you can negotiate with the IRS. It's commonly believed that the IRS, being the entity that they are, won't negotiate, especially with individuals, but this is not true. There are multiple tools that you can use to help reduce your tax debt or just come back into compliance. By that, I mean getting your past due taxes filed as well as paid off. So even if you haven't filed taxes in several years, you can still come in, file taxes, figure out how much you owe, and then work with the IRS to get to some arrangement that's going to work for both you and the IRS. As we'll talk about later, coming back into compliance may not always be easy, but there are many ways to get there. So yes, if you owe past due taxes, or if you haven't filed your taxes, the first thing you need to do is get back into compliance. Get those past due returns filed, figure out how much you owe, and then figure out what is the best way to move forward to getting it paid off. So let's move on to the second one. The second myth: you can offer anything that you want to the IRS and your offer will be accepted. This is often used in advertising by large companies that are trying to get you to sign up for their tax debt services. The reality is that yes, you can negotiate with the IRS, as we discussed in the first point. However, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to offer just a small token amount and have it accepted by the IRS. This is a negotiation. Both sides have to agree. Specifically, the amount that you offer is going to have to be accepted by the IRS. So, how do you know what the IRS is going to accept? They're actually pretty open about it. There's an entire formula out there that is what the IRS uses to calculate how much you are going to have to offer in order for a negotiation to be accepted. This calculation looks at income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Once you figure out what goes into the formula, there are some planning strategies that allow you to get the best possible outcome. This doesn't mean that you can offer a small token when you have excess income and excess assets that could be used to pay off the debt. So this is kind of true and it's kind of not, but you are going to have to figure out what that formula that the IRS uses says that you should offer before you can start down the negotiation path. Finally, the third myth that we're going to talk about is that this can be a quick and speedy process. Finally, the third point that we're going to talk about is that this can be a quick and easy process. I don't know who out there thinks that the IRS is fast to act and even faster to negotiate, but this process can often last years. In the best case scenario right now, if you're going to make an offer in compromise where you are negotiating with the IRS to compromise the liability, to reduce that liability and negotiate how much you're going to have to pay, that's going to be a year. And that's the best case scenario. If you have to appeal it, it's going to take even longer. Now, there are some other methods that are quicker, such as payment plans, but those still take time, especially if you're going to have to prove your income and your assets versus your expenses and liabilities in order to get into a payment plan. Now, if you want to resolve the issue immediately, the best way to do so is to pay off the liability in full right now. However, even today, that's not a tried and true method. If you send in a check by mail, that check can be lost, or it can sit in a trailer for 6 months, as we saw during the pandemic. If you pay electronically, that can possibly be applied to the wrong account or just mischaracterized by the IRS. So, the best time to have resolved this issue was 6 months to a year ago. The second best time is to start today. That's it for today. Those are the 3 myths that I commonly hear when talking to clients, that either you can't negotiate or you can offer anything that you want, and that this is going to be done in a matter of days, if not weeks. So if you do have outstanding liabilities or you do have past due tax returns, then you need to start today to get those resolved. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below or contact me directly. My information is in the description. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. Also consider subscribing. I will be putting out more content like this in the future. Until then, have a good day.